Last episode, we ended things with a dilemma. I was given the chance to sign Erling Haaland. He was unhappy at Man City. They hadn't won the Premier League, because we'd won it, and he wanted to leave. I made a bid. Man City accepted it. That bid, £400 million. And I think I've made a decision on Erling Haaland. The third and final season of our Chelsea Let's Play starts today. Will we have the Norwegian up top? Find out after the intro. Yes, the answer is yes. I've signed Erling Haaland. Of course I was going to sign Erling Haaland. This is one of those things that I will never have a chance potentially to do through the rest of the Football Manager cycle. Of course, Park to Prem will be starting in the next week or two once we have a lower league database. I feel like this save has one season left of it. Why not have some fun with it by signing arguably the best player in world football, at least in the eyes of Football Manager. Certainly a few years into the save game. Evan Ferguson is concerned that he's been replaced. Who wants to let him know? Someone should probably let him know. Well, Evan, it's going to be fine. You'll be okay. Look, you'll rotate. Competition is healthy. Everything you've said makes sense. I'm glad someone said that. Normally viewers of the channel don't say that, Evan. You don't have to flatter me too much, son. This is the third time in about 2 weeks of Football Manager time that I'm seeing this inbox item. Chelsea signing set to boost shirt sales. Everyone like that. I'm assuming Haaland will end up selling the most shirts. Now, I did allude to it just a moment ago. I appreciate that the day you're watching this, Football Manager came out yesterday. You might be wondering about, the Park to Prem save game. When's that happening? Well, the database editor only came out on Monday. Once a lower league database in England exists, which I'm hoping will only be a week or two away, we will be starting Park to Prem. As for the intermission, Chelsea for one more week. I want to win everything. The big focus, however, is going to be on the Champions League this year. We are going to get to the knockout stages, I hope, and make our way through it. Last year, of course, we were knocked out by Man City because they had Erling Haaland. Now we have him. Really, this whole save game is about me actively sabotaging and seeking revenge on Man City, which I think at this point we have achieved the ultimate revenge. Now, of course, Erling Haaland isn't the only new signing we made this summer. I appreciate that the summer transfer window that we just played through was also in conjunction with the Club World Cup, which of course came to a conclusion last episode. There has been a few further sales since last episode. Badiashile has left the club for £22.5 million. Bergstrom, a backup goalkeeper, has gone out on loan to Portsmouth. Elsewhere, other sales, just as a reminder, Madueke to Lazio. Fofana and Casadei left after their loan spells at Ipswich Town, who of course have been promoted. Elsewhere, there wasn't too many huge sales other than Raheem the Dream Sterling. We sold him to Al Hilal for £140 million. I couldn't turn down that kind of money. Even for one of our better players, he's 30, and I like to think we've reinvested that money well. Last episode, we also signed Jude Bellingham. I feel like ordinarily he would be the big headline signing, wouldn't he, going into a season like this? But no, Jude Bellingham and Erling Haaland playing together. We're reuniting the Dortmund team, I've realised at this point. Two absolutely phenomenal talents. Elsewhere, though, Upamecano has come in to add some much-needed strength at the back. The 26-year-old is an absolutely phenomenal central defender. Mendy came in as a backup left-back. With us losing Cucurella, we needed a backup. He was transfer listed. It all just made sense. We snapped up Alex Scott on a free transfer after his contract at Bristol City expired. He comes in more as a backup player than anything else. And of course, the final of our new signings, unfortunately a player who is now injured to start the season. Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, one of the best wonder kids in Football Manager this year. We signed him for his release clause of £30 million. When he's fit, he will be starting on the regular for us. As I've already mentioned, to kick off the season today, we have a game against Manchester United. Bellingham will make his debut. Haaland will start this game. I'm going to hope that he comes good immediately. In terms of the starting 11 for today's game, this is the lineup we're going with. I don't feel like there's too much in the way of surprises here. Upamecano comes in for Wesley Fofana, who drops down to the bench. Elsewhere, Bellingham slots in alongside Caicedo. Of course, Bellingham coming in and replacing Mason Mount. I'm sorry, Mason, you are still a very useful, versatile player for us. Speaking of versatile, of course, our front three attacking midfielders can all play a variety of positions. Might be a surprise to see out on the right-hand side. We are going to start with Rooney here. He joined us in January last season for less than £10 million. He got 4 goals and 6 assists in that time. He actually had a really, really good time at the club. Of course, other players who could play out on the right-hand side and cut in on the left include Arda Güler, who sadly today is injured and unavailable for the game, and also Lamine Yamal. Again, left-footed, plays out on the right, can also play out on the left, as a number of our players can, to be fair. Like I mentioned, we have versatility in the final third. If there was one spot in the team where you'd say, that's a weakness, it probably is the right attacking mid position. With that in mind, obviously, we have a few players we could rotate in. Another thing I am considering, and maybe this would help with Evan Ferguson, who's not so happy with things at the club right now, is switching to a 4-2-4. I could go with Erling Haaland and Ferguson up top alongside one another. That could be rather fun. I think, though, for today at least to kick off the game, we're going to stick with a 4-2-3-1, which, of course, secured us the Premier League and the League Cup last year. A number needs to be given to someone in the team. It's Erling Haaland. What number do I give him? I'm just going to give him the number 5. I know some people really care about squad numbers, so I'm just doing this really to trigger them. I realise I've just listed off, winning the Premier League, winning the Carabao Cup, or League Cup as it's also known. We have also just become the best club in world football by winning the Club World Cup. The only thing that we've not really won is the FA Cup and Champions League. I'd like to think with our new additions, we could make that happen here. And Kunku, 2 minutes in, has a free kick. He's going to dink it forward towards Erling Haaland, who heads it down to Rooney. Erling Haaland does an assist within 3 minutes. Probably shouldn't be given that much credit. It was just a simple nod down. The finish, ridiculous. I mean, Rooney talks about the fact we might have to bring him into the team. He might be the man we give a chance to. Takes down the ball here, opens up his left foot, picks out the top corner spectacularly. Now, it is worth noting that after this game, we are also going to take on Leeds United to kick off the Football League season. Kind of alluded to it earlier. With this year, the big focus is going to be on the Champions League. With that in mind, I feel like the first half of the season, I'd love to get through in as fewer episodes as possible. That doesn't mean that tomorrow we're going to be back in January. Nkunku's injured. Nkunku's in lower leg injury. That sounds ominous, doesn't it? All right, you know what? Mason Mount, come on down. Welcome back to the first team. I can't believe he's back playing for us already. Although last year and the year before, he was very good for us. So maybe it's going to be fine. Bruno Fernandes over a free kick. Dinks it Andre's way. He flicks on to Luca Perry, who now is surely going to look to launch it forward. Erling Haaland has an assist already. I don't know what I expect from a player I've spent £400 million on it. I guess we'll find out over the course of this season. Chilwell and Reece James are going to have a big meaty man to aim for in the middle. Speaking of which, the ball's floated in. It's found Erling's foot or head. It's 2-0. That's what I expect for £400 million. I'm beginning to question, obviously, Reece James on the right-hand side plays as an inverted wing-back. With Erling Haaland in the middle, should I just be going and playing him as a regular wing-back now? I mean, he was our top goal scorer in the Premier League as an inverted wing-back, the right inverted winger last year. How many goals did he got? He got 12 goals last year as a right-back. But with Erling Haaland in the middle, maybe I should just play him as a winger. I'm not sure. Mason Mount subbed on over a free kick. Shoots. Oh my, if that had gone in, that would have caught me out. He's hit the post. He's gone out for a goal kick. So far in this game, it's actually been quite even. There's not been a whole slew of opportunities, really. We've just taken the 2 chances that have come our way. I say that. The Rooney chance wasn't even really a chance. It was just an absolutely insane long shot here at Wembley. Manchester United had created a little bit. Of course, Rashford, we did look at in the summer. We didn't sign him. Maybe he's going to regret not coming to us as, well, at the moment, we are dismantling Manchester United. Malacia is on a bucking. Very tempted to switch Reece James to play as a wing-back on attack to really put pressure on their full-back. Casado's on a booking. He's got to be careful. On that occasion, he did enough to put off the player. And, well, we've wrestled back the ball. Rooney, Haaland, through 3-0. Is he onside? I think he's onside as well. This season could be interesting. I love how small Rooney looks in the match engine and how massive Haaland looks in the match engine. It kind of looks like a child on work experience with everyone else. It's a great finish by Haaland. It's 3-0 before the break. There's 5 minutes of added time here. That does not bode well for Nkunku's injury, does it? I mean, if Nkunku's injured, I might switch to the 4-2-4 or the 4-4-2, however you want to view the system that I showed as the alternative, because we would be running a little light on attacking midfielders. One player who's not injured yet, and thank God he's not, is Ansu Fati. He opens up his account for the season. To the surprise of probably not many of you, Erling Haaland, very good in this video game. It's 4-0 at the break. If you thought we were going to slow down in this half, maybe think again. Casado and Bellingham on bookings does slightly concern me, but we're on the attack yet again here. here. Mason Mount skipping past his man, looking confident. I mean, there's Haaland in the middle. As soon as I look at us in wide areas now, I think we're going to assist Haaland. It falls to Rooney. The keeper makes a save. We hit the woodwork. It could have been 5. It probably should have been 5. You know what? Bellingham has had an awful debut here. I'm going to take him off and play things safe. Alex Scott's come on down. I'm also going to move Pamecano to play as the ball-winning midfielder for us and then bring in Fofana at centre-back. Just want to get off our players on bookings, ideally. We'll get some fresh legs in. And you know what else? I'm going to move Reece James to play as a wing-back on attack. Let's see how he fares with that role change. It's something that I feel like I'm going to want to trial at some point. 4-0 up against Manchester United feels like a time to try it. Now, bizarrely here, Manchester United have had 8 shots on target. I mean, Perry saved every single one. We've not seen any of them as highlights. I assume they've all been kind of speculative long shots and Perry is just stat padding. I'd love to keep a clean sheet. It's something that we were hard to come by last year. But to be honest, at 4-0 up, I wouldn't even really care if we concede one now. It's been that kind of game where we've played so well. I'm enjoying myself. We're enjoying ourselves. We've hit the woodwork again. Rooney has a rebound. It forces another save. It's back in the middle. Alex Scott scores. I feel bad for De Gea. He's actually played quite well. It's a goal on his debut for the Guernsey native. The ball hit the crossbar there. Rooney then pulls the trigger. It actually deflected off Martinez. Rooney, really intelligent cut back across. Alex Scott, maybe he's better than Jude Bellingham. Probably not. I wonder how Man City fans are feeling watching this. It's in this Football Manager universe. If you're a Man City fan at home, let me know how you feel watching this. Conflicted? Maybe. We've just absolutely destroyed Manchester United. I want to believe that's a precursor for this season. I almost feel like if I don't win the Champions League with this squad, it's going to be a disaster. I feel like we should be winning everything. I am getting a bit complacent. I feel like we've played one game. Let's not get too carried away just yet. One site I've not got bored of yet is the new trophy lifting animations in this year's Football Manager. We get to enjoy them yet again here at Wembley. The confetti falls. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 5. It's the Community Shield. You know, we shouldn't be celebrating this. This is very tin pot mentality, isn't it? And Kunku out for 7 days to 2 weeks. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Haaland makes his debut and makes an immediate impact. Rooney, man of the match. He got a 10.0 rating in this game. Talked about the fact that maybe the right attack in mid-area was a weakness. I would like to take that back. I do feel a little bit sorry for Leeds United. We play them in 9 days' time. They've just watched that game on their TVs. They are probably absolutely terrified of what's to come. If I was Daniel Farke, I'd be worried. More so because our team's good, but also because we've still got loads of money to spend, although we are over the wage budget. Let's get under the wage budget. I've still got £50 million if I want to sign anyone else. I mean, watch out, world. There could be more new players here when I come back. We've got Leeds in 9 days. First game of the year in the league at home. Let's keep this good start going. I'm pleased to report Man City are spending the money from the Erling Haaland sale wisely. They've made a bid of £44 million for Tammy Abraham. So, Tammy Abraham going to go be Haaland's replacement. It's a weird timeline. Now, with Tammy Abraham leaving, I've demoted him to the youth team. It does leave us with only 4 homegrown at club players. Whilst we've got a load who will eventually become homegrown at club, sadly now, Tomori, Mason Mount, Reece James and Colwell are pretty much untouchable. But it's fine. £44 million to Tammy Abraham. I'm delighted. And another man who's departed in the last week is Mudryk. He is heading to Tottenham. He's on loan with them this year, where we're paying a lot of his wages. At the end of his loan, however, they have to buy him, and the payment structure of this is £22 million up front, then 2 instalments of £11 million on top of that, meaning that the mandatory future fee is £44 million, which, I'll be honest, I never thought we'd get that kind of money for Mudryk. He was tragic for us last year. He's not exactly started this time at Tottenham all that much better. I have shown some restraint in the last week. I've not even tried to sign anyone yet, although with £71 million in the bank balance, Tammy Abraham on his way out and all this wage budget, yeah, next episode there might be someone new. It does mean that going into this game we aren't forced into any changes, and in fact I am not doing any changes. The only minor tweak I have done is change Reece James back to just being a wing-back on attack. Elsewhere, Arda Güler makes the bench today. Unfortunately, Yamal is not fit. I wanted to give him his debut here, but it's not really worth risking him at this point. Besides that though, it is a very, very strong starting 11, and Kunku actually doesn't need a fitness test. I'm questioning now if I want to even play Nkunku here. In my head, I saw him pass the fitness test and thought, that's fine. You know what? Last game went so well, I'm going to try playing the 4-4-2. Then we swap Rooney and Fatty, right? We play them both as wingers on their stronger feet. That makes sense. This is logical, right? I mean, in my head, this is a system that fits the team well. And in order to keep Ferguson happy, with Nkunku currently unable, well, I was going to say unable to start. He can start, but I'm not going to risk him starting. This probably is our best 11 on paper. I do feel like our ability to pivot to this two-striker system was something that really helped at the end of last season. I feel like it's what got us over the line in the Premier League. And with the firepower that we possess, with Haaland and Ferguson as starting striking options, there are games like this where I feel like, why not just go for it? Why not get our best players on the pitch, see what they can do going forward? We are going to lose a little bit of the creativity in behind the strikers, but when you've got two players with great hold-up play and the kind of players we've got in the wide areas and Bellingham as a segundo volante, I want to believe they're going to be able to make magic happen and sparks will fly. We've managed to get the ball here off Leeds United. Let's see if we can build something out from the back here. We are the Monday night kickoff. Everyone else has played to start the season. All eyes are on us. It's a chance for us maybe to put a bit of a statement out here. Bellingham building the play forward, lays it forward to Ferguson. Haaland in the middle for him to aim for, plays it across. It's read well by Llorente. Cleared away in a bit of a panic, and the ball is gifted straight back to us. Upamecano to Bellingham. Option in behind. Ansu Fati's there. Could square it. Does square it. Flags raised. This is going to be offside. I think it was Ansu Fati on the initial ball. If nothing else, let's enjoy the fact that we carved them open so easily. Hopefully that's a precursor for what's to come. The build-up play, by the way, absolutely sensational here. I think it was this pass here. Yeah, just a yard offside, Ansu Fati. I suppose the beautiful thing with our squad in its current form is if it doesn't really work, this 4-4-2 system that we're playing, we can so easily just revert back to the 4-2-3-1 in the second half. But so far, Fati's getting lots of joy, and he's bringing the ball forward again here. He's gone down in a heap. For a second, I was optimistically hoping for the penalty. It's not been given, but we are going to press and force Meslier to launch it long. Reece James wins the header. Bellingham down to Fati. Now with Upamecano. Lovely, lovely passing build-up play in the first few highlights of this game. Is that going to continue here? It's intricate passing. Ferguson has options inside. It's sensational. It's beautiful. It's ridiculous, and it should have been a goal. I mean, if it had been a goal, it would have been a goal of the season contender. You really could see and enjoy there. The little triangles, the build-up play. Ansu Fati is the winger, happy to drop deep and let Reece James overlap with him. That fluidity, so nice. Sadly, the end product from Haaland was lacking. Don't think that's a sentence we're going to be saying too much this year, and hopefully not too much more in this game. We're on the attack again. Leeds United pen back. Casado bursting through the middle, crosses it in. Haaland shoots. It's another effort. It's a great save on this occasion by Meslier in goal. And now Leeds United trying to spring the counter-attack. I thought what we just saw was the highlight. I'm kind of hoping it was the highlight as we are able to deal with the danger. But 7 minutes left of this half. It's still 0-0. Leeds United with a goal kick. You can see here. We want to press high. We want to press hard. We want to cause them some issues here as Llorente dinks it forward. Upamecano wins that header. Jude Bellingham with it. Ansu Fati now on this near side. So much of our build-up play has come on that near side. We have a breakthrough. What's VAR checking now? That one looked good to me. Ansu Fati squared it. And in fact, it is going to count. There was a moment of panic there. I was waiting for the VAR pop-up to happen. The game has not put me through that misery. Ball pulled back. And on his weaker foot, Erling Haaland finds the top corner. I mean, between the save that Meslier made, the post that had been hit, Haaland could have had a hat-trick in this first half. Leeds United with just the one shot on goal. We've been the better team, more of the same in the second half, and this should be a win. They made some changes at halftime. The youngster Archie Gray has been hauled off, and in spite of that, well, it doesn't look like things are going to be changing but to Leeds United here, because we are on the attack immediately. Ferguson, Haaland, the number 5, hits it, scores it. We've doubled our lead in the space of minutes either side of the break. I mean, maybe Evan Ferguson and Haaland as a striking duo is just the play. It feels like it just kind of works. And the nice thing about kind of our team is we don't have any players who exclusively play as a centre attacking mid. It's not like in switching to this system, there's suddenly a player that's frozen out. Of course, Nkunku, who's not playing today, can play as a striker and in those wider areas. Certainly against lesser opposition, I feel like this could be a system we look to deploy. When they want to park the bus, we have 2 big players to aim for. We use the full width of the pitch. We carve them open. Bellingham's been sensational, by the way. Could score a screamer. Just the wrong side the post. You know what? With 53 minutes played here, I'm going to make some changes. Rooney is going to come off. I'm going to bring in Arda Güler to play out on the left-hand side. Victor Roque, come on the right. feel like this is just a good chance to bring on some of the younger players, isn't it? As much as anything else. Colwell, on you come. And Alex Scott, you know what? Bellingham, I know he nearly scored a wonder goal. He's on a 6.9 in this game. Shambolic. Scott scored last game. He's coming on. So far, Erling Haaland has 4 goals in 2 games. He is on for a hat-trick in this game. I wonder how many goals I could get him this season. Maybe that has to be the end game for this save game. Can I get Haaland? I don't know how many goals we'd be going for, but a number of goals. We might have a penalty here, by the way. Alex Scott's gone down in a heap. Haaland, he looks like he's asking for the football already. He knows what's coming. I hope I know what's coming. Penalty is going to be awarded, and surely now it is going to be the Norwegian Titan to step up and score his first hat-trick of probably many this year. Yeah, Erling Haaland, pretty good at football. There were points last year where I questioned, are we the baddies? Ferguson's got injured, and Kunku, on you come. I am now beginning to question myself. Am I the baddie? We definitely are at this point. There's no more questions, is there? I'm a little bit concerned about that Ferguson injury, you know? If that is a serious injury, we might just end up going back to the centre attacking mid-striker system, the system that we had been playing previously. What I would say is if this was a trial of the 4-4-2, it's worked pretty well. We're on the attack again. It might not be over. 3-0. We want more. Alex Scott hits it. Meslier forced into a save. Really, really good stop. We are still going to have a corner. And Haaland, I don't know if you've heard, he's quite good on corners. Ardaguller's good at taking corners. This could be a match made in heaven. It is a match made in heaven. It's 4-0. Being real for a moment, how many goals does Erling Haaland have to score this season to justify the £400 million? Some people will say there's no amount of goals he can score, but if he scores 4 goals every league game and gets 140 odd, he's probably worth it then. With that result there, we do go top of the league. Of course, we are the reigning champions. We want to set that benchmark high for ourselves. Sadly, Evan Ferguson now out for the next 4 to 7 weeks. We're not going to inject him. We're not going to do any of that nonsense. I'm going to send him to the physio. We're going to be sensible. Erling Haaland, man of the match, will give him some praise. His morale is already maxed out, but why not praise him some more? So in terms of the plan for this season, the Champions League is the big aim. Look at our upcoming games. We are not going to be truly tested until potentially kind of late October time, where we take on Manchester City and Liverpool a couple of games apart. The prerogative between now and the next episode, and probably the episode after that, is to try and get all the way through to January in the next day or two, and just see how Haaland goes. Anyway, folks, hopefully you did enjoy today's video. Let me know, would you have signed Haaland for £400 million? Have I lost the plot? What should I be doing with the rest of the money? I genuinely don't know at this point. I feel like our team's pretty blooming good. I mean, Tammy Abraham goes, maybe I go out and find a new young striker. We will be back tomorrow with more Chelsea action. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you all again on the next one. I'm out.